Welcome to our Meaningful Partnership at Work video series. Once again, today we are going to talk about one idea from our book. I'm Tim Franz. This is Seth Silver, and we are going to talk today about empathy. And empathy is a leadership skill that is sorely lacking in so many people today. Tony Robbins says it's the number one characteristic for good leadership. And a lot of people think, well, empathy, that's not going to be very helpful. Well, with today's work from home environment and the mental health challenges people are having, certainly it's important. But let me give you the facts. It improves innovation. It improves inclusivity. It improves engagement. It improves retention. Bottom line, it also improves performance. So Seth, why don't you tell us about
Well, let me build on what you just said there, Tim. Stephen Covey famously said empathy leads to synergy. So I think it's also the key ingredient in teamwork and collaboration. No question about it. You know, you led off with empathy, and I guess I'd like to add that humility has been one of the areas of very important leadership research and study over the last 5 years or so, that effective leaders need to have a certain degree of humility, humbleness, understanding of their limitations. And it's not a reluctance to act. It's not a hesitancy to take action, but it's an understanding of how other people feel. And it's actually a service mindset, isn't it? If you're empathetic, you're focused on the other person, not yourself. And yeah, that's got to be a key quality of leadership.
great.
So how do you demonstrate empathy? I mean, I think that's the question on the table, isn't it?
I think that is the most important thing. And empathy, that ability to put yourself in somebody else's shoes, understand their circumstances, what they're dealing with,
their interests, their goals.
Personally and
what
professionally.
matters to them.
What matters,
Absolutely.
what's important, what the objectives are, what is absolutely essential for them.
So
that's
Tim,
the leader's job.
What's our advice to leaders to demonstrate empathy? How do you hit the ground running with empathy? How do you do it?
To me, I think it's really focusing on our obligations as good leaders. What are our obligations to them?
Yes.
You started with this. It's the service mindset. Seth,
Indeed.
You got another one?
Oh, listening. I think you can't have empathy unless you shut up and listen. There's no question. Uninterrupted listening, which I may not be doing very well on this segment here, is absolutely critical. Asking good questions, doing your best to put yourself into their shoes, and also the eyes. You know, there's stuff on psychological safety, and it talks about social sensitivity, and that's really code for, can you read someone's eyes? Do you know how they're feeling? And I think that actually turns out to be critical.
Yes, that psychological safety is such an important concept. People perform better when they feel psychologically safe at work. So once again, the Meaningful Partnership at Work video series. This is one idea.
One idea. Thanks, Tim.
From Seth and Tim. Bye, Seth.